Awesome. Well, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the U Factor. We are just popping in our gratitudes or something positive that happened to you in the last week in the comments. So as you are hopping on, be sure you pop into the comments and share something you're grateful for. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope that you felt loved today. And if not, know that I love you. And I'm so glad that you're spending a little bit of your day with me. All of us, actually. I know that Jamie last week, she did an amazing job talking about discipline. And I know I shared in the comments last week that discipline is not an area of my personal strength. So I was super grateful for that call. And I was also super grateful for the time at the end of the call where Jamie really empowered us to really do the do and giving us all really an opportunity to observe if maybe perhaps we're holding ourselves back, right? Maybe you were somebody that did what she asked us to do, or maybe you were someone who didn't. And as she said, no judgment either way. But observations like that give us a chance to realize the places and spaces that we are holding ourselves back. And part of the U factor is really trying to break down those barriers, right? We want you to succeed. We want you to catch those dreams. We want you to be able to use the vehicle of Isogenics to be and do whatever you want to do. And part of that is us helping you bring to a level of awareness where those blocks might be. So I hope that that exercise was as powerful for you as it was for me. And we're actually going to take that model moving forward in the U Factor calls, where we're going to kind of shorten up our call content and then have a little bit of time for really action focused items towards the end. Because what we want to be sure is that while it's amazing that we can help you all feel empowered and that we love these calls and we love being able to train you guys and equip you, what we really want is for you to be empowered and actually taking the action necessary to further you towards your goals and your vision. So you're going to start to see kind of a pivot in our calls in that way. And it's super intentional because we, again, want to see you succeed in the way that feels most in alignment for you. So tonight's call, I'm going to talk a little bit about connecting and expanding your network. And I'm going to share actually a video with you, but I want to just share this like example. One of the biggest challenges, if you ever were to study sales or business, which as Allison knows, I'm a total nerd and I love studying business and business strategy. And I know that's not everybody's jam, but what you'll find is one of the biggest challenges that anyone that is in sales of a product or a service, the biggest challenge is finding people to talk to, right? We know if you're on this call, you have some sort of deep passion for Isogenics, whether it's product-based, whether it's business-based, whether it's both. There's something about Isogenics that has grabbed a hold of you and you are passionate about it. So maybe you find yourself like many salespeople, which is you just don't have the people to talk to. Now, I work in my corporate job in the field of insurance. And I will tell you that one of the things I am deeply passionate about is life insurance. I mean, it is one of those topics that if you're ever at a place where somebody's like, what is something you could get up on stage and talk about for 30 minutes, like without preparation? I could actually talk about life insurance for 30 minutes without preparation. I am so deeply passionate about it. But guess what? I rarely ever talk to people about life insurance. And I don't sell life insurance, but say that I did. If I'm only talking to the same 20 people about my deep passion for life insurance and why I believe every person should have it and how it can be a financial tool in your strategy tool belt, if I'm only ever talking to the same 20 people, how many policies do you think I'll sell? I might sell 20, right? I might be that good of a person that I can sell the 20 people that I'm actually talking to. But if I'm talking to the same people over and over again, I will reach a gap, or I will reach a ceiling, not a gap, where I can't sell anymore. And it's the same in Isogenics. So when I see people, and Jamie talked right about like identifying like what's holding you back and like identifying those roadblocks, and we want to help you break down those barriers. I will tell you, you guys, one of the places I see people not succeeding is they aren't expanding their network. They're maybe posting on social media, but they're posting the content to the same 100 people or the same 200 people. And guess what? Those people know what you're doing. You need to expand your network to reach more people. And that is not an isogenic strategy. That is a business strategy. That is a sales strategy. That is about anything where you feel deeply passionate about having reach, is you always need to be finding new people to talk to. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to actually share my screen. So once a month, Isogenics has a leadership call for directors and above. And the call was last week. And one of the women that shared on the call actually sent a Voxer to Jamie and Allison right after. I was like, oh my gosh, this woman is amazing. And I'm going to share it with you guys. Normally we don't share the call recordings out for this leadership call, but I'm going to share with you because I think what she has to say is very powerful. And we're going to talk about how you can take the concepts she talks about and make them your own. And if when she's talking, you hear something that you're like, gosh, I've never heard that before, or that sounds really interesting, or it strikes you, drop it in the comments and I'll circle back. I can't watch the comments while I'm sharing, but I want you guys to kind of flood the comments with the things that you are seeing or hearing that's maybe new. And hopefully this is going to work.
My story is amazing, but you guys, I wanted to take an opportunity here to just share something that's even more amazing. I have 4 kids. There's a lot of hormones here and testosterone. They're 15, 12, 11, and 9. Highly don't recommend, but if you're in that, grab some ionics. Let's call it a day. That's like my day 7 times. How many times can you have that a day? I don't know. But listen, I just want to share in 9 years, I'm still averaging between 9 and 15 enrollments every month. That's how I stay on the leaderboards. That's how I go on the trips. Highly do recommend this. And so I wanted to share, instead of sharing my story, which you can go watch my lives on Facebook and find it, I wanted to share how I do that. Would that be of value? I thought that that would be a more valuable thing than sharing my story, which is that Isogenics has changed my life forever and I owe everything to my sponsor. That's my story. So that being said, I just want to tell you that you have a unique identifier that makes you uniquely different than everybody else on this call. And you have more than one. And that is the best thing about Isogenics, is that we can take those unique identifiers and help people with those same unique identifiers, right? And so let me share some of mine with you so you can start thinking about what some of yours are. So one of my unique identifiers is that I am a mom and I am a stepmom. I have a blended family. I have a conure bird. I have a golden doodle dog. I am an only child. I do not cook. No, thank you. I hate cleaning. I have chickens, which means I have eggs. And I am a really great friend. And I love being a great gift giver. So those are the things that make me unique and different, and also the same as some of you. And so here in Isogenics, we do this thing where we fill our funnel, right? We have people in all stages of the funnel. We have people who like sort of know what you do. We have people who definitely know what you do. You have people that you've said chocolate or vanilla and they have said no, or you've said collagen and they've said no thanks. We have people that have said maybe later, and then we have people that we pull out of this funnel because they say yes. And so you want so many different people in this funnel in all those areas, right? And I do this with my unique identifiers because, as you can imagine, after 9 years, I do not know anybody that I bring into Isogenics anymore. They're all new friends of mine. And so how do I do that? I find groups, and you can do this on different platforms, but I'm going to tell you how I do it on Facebook. I find groups, big groups, over 10,000 people that are very active, over 20 posts a day. I find groups that have these unique identifiers. Listen, these unique identifiers have to be things you either really like or can talk about forever. Like, I don't really like my ex or John's ex, but I can talk about them forever, you guys, like forever, ever, right? And so what do you have going on in your life that you're like, I love it because I can talk about my dog, who I really love, forever also? Or I know a lot about it. I know a lot about co-parenting and what a crap hole it is, right? So I can talk about that very easily. It makes me unique and special. And it also gives me immediate bonding with anyone. So take a second and write down what's unique about you. What's different? Are you an empty nester? Do you have an animal that's very specific, very cool? Maybe it's a toy, something or other. What is so neat about you? Do you have a teenage boy like me? Aren't they odd people? I have one of them in my house, right? And I'm in a group where I enroll all these other moms who are like, what is going on? They don't talk. Why don't they talk to us? My girls don't shut up. I have 3 of them. So what makes you unique, right? And then here's what you're going to do. It's so easy. So I go in these groups and every day I post something, and it could be a question. It could be a funny meme. If you're a stepmom, there's a lot of great memes out there for you, but there is also really great memes for dog owners or for somebody who has chickens, chicken lady, right? There's even shirts, you guys, for some of this stuff, right? So I post something every day. So it might be funny, it might be valuable, it might be not funny, it might be sad, it might be a hard thing I'm going through, but it's unique to me. And then I do that in the morning. So this is my morning DMO. I go in my groups, I do 5, but I'm full-time. So if you're part-time, I would say 2, start with 1. Get really good and consistent. Consistency is key. I go in there and I do this post, and then I let it hang out in there, right? It just hangs out there for the day. And then my nightly DMO is I go back in and I see all the comments, right? And I go and I comment under all these people. And this is not a very scientific method. I just want to say, if I like their picture, this is my method, okay? So you can change this part of it if you'd like. If I like their picture, then I message them privately. Hey, oh my gosh, how long have you had your golden doodle? Oh my God, my ex is crazy too. How long have you been divorced? Oh my gosh, I have 12 chickens and 6 of them were massacred in my front lawn. How about you? Have you had any massacres? Like, keep it light and fun, guys. If they talk back and I'm not feeling it, that's it. I only do this if it's fun, okay? So if it gets fun for a couple sentences, that's when I friend request. And this is important. I don't friend request unless we're talking. So then they accept the friend request, and I haven't broken any like crazy group rules about how we can't whatever in groups, like our American right to make friends, but whatever. So then what do I do? Nothing. Isn't that the best part? They just see my awesome social media and they ask me. But you have to get really consistent at this because that wouldn't happen tomorrow if you started today, right? So it's going to take a little while. So what's consistency? In my last minute, I just want to share what consistency looks like for me. Here's the best part, you guys. This is like my little thing. You can change this, tweak this, and make it your thing, right? This is not a secret. I'm all about abundance. And if you have any questions, message me and I'll screenshot you what it looks like. But basically what I do is every week I strive to post between 15 and 20 times on my Facebook. And you guys know with the Instagram and all that, it's even more, go live, all those things. But just talking about my little Facebook thing. And so I post a lot about all my unique identifiers. So if I'm in groups prospecting, what am I talking about? My teenager who doesn't talk, my blended family, how last week all 3 girls were crying at the table. I talk about my chickens dying all the time and I don't know why I'm a terrible chicken mom. I talk about all these unique things so that these people see all this stuff, right? I do that all week for 10, 15 posts. And then I do a couple of posts that like pay homage to my really great healthy lifestyle, you know? So I might say, hey, I shared this recipe in my group this week. If you ever want to be in a recipe group, comment below. Hey, we did a 10-mile walk today. Thank God I know how to fuel my body, right? I'm just kind of talking about it sort of, right? But I'm not calling anybody to action. And then each week I do 3 different posts where I do call them to action. I do one about our products, one about our collagen, one about our health products, one about our collagen, and one about our business. That's it. That's the method. It's really simple and you can do it too. You can do this in 90 minutes a day and you have to always be filling your funnel. This business is all about filling your funnel, and why not do it with people who have things in common with you? So that's what I wanted to share today. I hope that has brought some value.
Okay, you guys. Is her, I mean, I'm just seeing the comments, like her energy is amazing. And here is what I want to say. I know y'all, and I know that, hang on, I gotta get her stopped. There are some of you that were like, yes, 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 yes. And then she said she posted 15 times a week on social media, and all of a sudden you were like, hell no, right? Okay, so here's the thing. her system is tried and true, right? She's been in Isogenics, she said, for 8 years, and she is consistently enrolling, what did she say, 8 to 15 people a month. Okay, so her system clearly works. If you are super energized by what she's talking about, implement her system because it is clearly a system that works. If you are somebody that is immediately like, okay, I'm all for it until she started talking about the posting. Here's what I want to say to you. You don't have to do all of this on social media. You can do this in person. And this is part of the you factor, is finding the place and the space that empowers you to do this business in a way that's most authentic to your voice. But here's the thing that we see is that right now, people aren't doing it. So I want you to think about, if you don't want to do the social media, then you still have to do the do. Like, you still then have to find a way to meet new people. Are you going to go to yoga classes or try out a new gym? Are you going to go to a networking event? Are you going to be the mom that organizes the, like fundraiser for your youth sports? Like, how are you going to meet new people? And you're going to then have to do a little bit more direct asking, because this woman's strategy is then she gets them as a social media friend and her social media then drips on them, right? That means you have to be bolder in making the ask. Both are perfectly fine. Both can be successful. But the point is that you need to be expanding your network, and why not have it be in a way that feels super you? That's why when I saw this video, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for the you factor, because the whole time she's saying, like, you can do this too. It should be about you. It should be about your unique identifiers. So guess what we're going to do tonight? Tonight, we're going to take a few minutes and I'm going to walk you through a couple of action steps. And the first thing that I want you to do is figure out and identify 5 unique identifiers for yourself. What are 5 things that you can be passionate about? That is something that you love, something that makes you unique. And I'm not saying makes you unique from anyone. Like she said, like, she's a stepmom. Like, a lot of people are step parents, right? But that's unique to who she is. I want you to take time right now on your phone, on your computer, on a piece of paper if you have it. And I want you to identify 5 unique things about you, things that you're passionate about. And when you have identified 5, I want you to drop the word passionate in the chat so I know that you completed it. And I am doing this too. Drop into the chat the word passionate once you've identified your 5. Oh, I'm just seeing Jess's comment. I'm guessing it doesn't feel like a chore because she loves what she's talking about. Totally. That is the total point. LB is done. Allison is done. Awesome. I'm going to give you guys just another minute, but you really want to come up with 5 things that you are passionate about, that you can create value around. Like Jess is saying, that you're like excited to post about it. You're excited to connect with other people that you have that shared in common passion with. All right, the next step is I want you to, under those 5, identify 3 places and spaces that you can meet and connect with people that share that similar interest. Okay, so for example, one of mine is like food and recipes. Gluten-free living in particular is one of mine. So what are places that I can meet other people that have that same interest? I would say for me, like, I know that there are Facebook groups that are specific to that lifestyle, right? So I can be finding people in groups. I also know that our natural food grocery store around here has meetups where they have speakers come in and talk about gluten-free living. So like that would be a place. So under each of your 5 topics, I want you to start to brainstorm what are 3 places that you could meet or connect with people that share a similar interest. Okay, so I'm going to keep moving because I realize it might take a little bit more time in that specific section, but go back to it. The last thing that I want you to do is I want you to pick one of those and take action on it right now. So if, for example, I put gluten-free living, I'm going to pop over to my Facebook right now and try to find a group specific for like kids that eat gluten-free, because that's my son. Take action on one right now before you get off the call. Okay, so now it becomes, what are you going to do with this, right? So I want to empower you that before you go back to doing whatever it is that you need to do tonight, whether that's getting ready for bed, doing your evening routine, getting kids to bed, flipping the TV back on, scrolling Facebook, I want you to think about what it is that you could do to take action in this way, right? How can you take those unique identifiers to find a way to joyfully connect with new people, whether that's through your social media, whether that's live and in-person events, but you have to do something. You heard her say, like, the funnel always has to be full of new people. We want to see you succeed. And part of your success is how full you're going to get your funnel of people that you can talk to about Isagenix with. Because again, that's not an Isagenix strategy. That's a business strategy. That's a sales strategy. And that simply means for you to find the people that need and want what we have, you need to connect with more people. I hope that by hearing that video clip of Samantha, by going through these steps tonight, that you start to realize that because life insurance is my passion, that doesn't mean it's your passion. And we see people get hung up in this in Isagenix all the time, right? Where they find leaders that inspire them in Isagenix and they try to become them and they try to post like they're posting. The whole point of the U factor is for you to find your voice. The way you're going to find your people, your community, the people that you can serve and bless through this company is by showing up authentically as you. So what are your unique identifiers? Use those to meet new people. And lastly, I'll leave you with, she talked about consistency, which goes right back to what Jamie talked about last week, right? It's like the stair step here, right? Consistency is the layer that cannot be denied. Her system would not work if it didn't have both things working, meaning she's going into the Facebook groups, she's doing a post. And remember, she said she does 5, but if you're just doing it part-time, maybe you're only doing 1, whatever you can do consistently. She's going in at the beginning of the day, she's going in at the end of the day, she's connecting with people who are interested in engaging with her. And then she's consistent on her social media, and her social media is doing the talking. And Jamie Taylor, even in the comments, said still 99% of her enrollments are coming from social media. That's a clue, you guys. But it doesn't, one does not work with the other, meaning if you feel like right now you're being super consistent on your social media, but you're not getting any enrollments, go back to my life insurance example. Are you talking about life insurance to the same 20 people you've already sold the policy to, or that you already know aren't interested? Fill the funnel, you guys. There are people that are interested. On the flip side, if you're in groups and you're connecting, or maybe you're going to events and you're meeting new people and adding new people to your social media, but you're not consistent on social media, they aren't going to see the story and the vision and get that shared connection, which, I'll be honest, is an area that I myself need to work on. I was really good at that in my early Isagenix days. And my focus has been primarily on connecting with people in person and one-to-one. But guess what? Then I add them on social media and I have a huge opportunity to continue to drip on them that I have been missing. So I'm not sharing this from a place of perfection. I'm sharing it from, like, you can hear in her story and in the way she talks about her system that it works, but it's both. It's not one or the other. And as we always say, if this feels overwhelming to you, like, do a check-in, right? Like, do a check-in on why that feels overwhelming to you. What about it could make it more joyful? I'll go back to Jess's comment. Yeah, she's probably having a lot of fun because she's in there, like, posting memes about being a stepmom and smelly teenage boys that live in her house. Like, she's having a good time with this, you guys. She's meeting new people with shared interests. It's joyful to her. So if you're feeling a roadblock in any place, right? Or you're like, gosh, I don't think I could do this. I want you to take, like, a moment and do, like, a gut check as to why. Are you concerned about what somebody might say if you post on social media? Are you unsure of how to connect? Are you feeling insecure in yourself about what that might look like? Message me if you're having a gut check and you're like, I'm not sure what part of this I could do or what I can't do. Because maybe we just need to revisit that, because again, the U factor is about trying to break down those barriers that are preventing you from reaching those goals, from catching those dreams, from reaching the vision life that we want you to reach. So this week, you guys, continue to focus on reaching out to Isagenix, or reaching out to people about Isagenix. I will say, in our power half hour, it stays the same. It's about offering gratitude. It's about supporting existing customers or people in your life that need support outside of Isagenix. And then it's directly asking people to take a look at Isagenix. At the New Year's kickoff event in January, what was the name of that trainer, Allison, the Zija guy? And he's like, we're doing is inviting people to the next step, right? And that's all we're doing in Isagenix, inviting people to the next step. Tonight, we talked about how to invite people to connect with you as a person, right? Inviting them to take a look at Isagenix will come later. But all of them need to be happening. So if you're not doing those steps, if you're not in action, again, gut check, no judgment, no shame, gut check on why you're not doing the do. I hope this was helpful, you guys. I thought it was just super empowering to feel like I could just show up as myself and I could talk to people about life insurance and maybe somebody would care. And I could just be me and find a way to expand my network, to build that funnel a little bit wider, to expand my reach. I hope that this message blesses you. I hope that you realize that, again, you have all that it takes that's within you. You do not have to be me. You do not have to talk to people about life insurance. You do not have to talk to people about ingredients in protein shakes or whatever it is, be you, and people will be attracted to that. So Remember tonight, our 3 assignments were kind of, step 1, identify the 5 unique identifiers for yourself or 5 places you're passionate about. What are 3 places you can meet and connect with people that you would share that same passion with? And then 3 is taking action. So if any of those steps you did not complete on tonight's call, I just want you to hold on and stay in your seat and do something. Take action tonight. So blessings to you guys. I'm so excited to continue on with you. Stay in action. Keep blessing people with the story of Isogenics. Have a wonderful week.